We've got his name changed, Mum and Dad, and I've got a new
Where are we going, buddy?
Then the X number. S29.
Today's surgery day, Zach.
I want to get a big balloon.
Today is the big day that Zach's having his big surgery, Selective Dorsal Rhizotomy, SDR.
So, Zachy, I am pretty sure that SDR means surgical dinosaur removal.
Contrary to what Izzy, our resident medical advisor, has told us, SDR is selective dorsal rhizotomy. But let's give Jess a go at explaining it.
Selective dorsal rhizotomy is a neurosurgical procedure usually performed for people with cerebral palsy who've got tightness in their muscles. This surgery is performed in the lower part of the spine, and it's usually a 1 to 2 inch incision where the neurosurgeon will go in, identify the nerves that are causing this stiffness, and will actually cut these nerves out. In the literature, it's actually a really solid intervention for cerebral palsy, and the leading researchers in the world have actually given it the green light, which is really encouraging for us. It is permanent and it is major, and it also requires at least 1 to 2 years of intensive therapy to maximize the surgery and to actually just recover all the weakness that he'll have. So this was no easy decision. However, the truth is, if Zach's muscles continue to increase in tension, which they have been, he will be needing major orthopedic surgery anyway, and that surgery will not at all offer him the hope that SDR is. So we're just walking there, got to get there at 7 and then he goes in at 8. Got his new Paw Patrol pyjamas on.
And got a pop pad.
And a pop pad. What more could you really need on surgery day? We've had quite a few surgeries before, and I know from previous times you just never know how you're going to feel or what's going to happen. Yesterday I was really emotional, didn't have a good day. Such a big thing that Zach's going to have.
So I don't feel so worried on these days. My role's basically just to support Jess. She can find these days a little bit hard, so. Did I really just say such an arrogant thing? My role's basically just to support Jess. Not sure what's going through my head at this point, but the fresh air had obviously got to me. Little did I know what I'd just done a few minutes earlier. Zachy, Papa has to go now, okay? I love you.
If I come back,
I'll try come back, I just gotta find it.
Tim's lost his wallet.
Lost my wallet.
Okay, bye.
So I've had to run back and try and find my wallet. So I've lost my wallet this morning in the rush to get to the hospital. My wallet's fallen out of my pockets. Couldn't find it, and I cancelled all my cards. And now rushing back so I can be with Zachy before he goes into surgeries. Hello, Zachy. What's going on in here? Is this your room?
It's very nice, isn't it?
Nice room, Zach.
They just took his temperature and they took his oxygen rate and they took your blood pressure, and it was a bit of a firm squeeze, wasn't it?
Do they squeeze you a little bit hard, Zachy? That's okay, mate, isn't it? So one of the characteristic features of a surgery day is waiting. So at this point, I'm just doing anything I can to keep Zach distracted. Whoa! What are you wearing now, Zachy?
A gown.
A gown! That looks pretty cool. What's on your gown?
Teapot.
Can you see a teapot? I can see some numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Is this your pre-surgery dance? Show me your dancing again. You need some music. Yeah, that's the sort of dancing we like.
Wait.
We've got his name changed, Mum and Dad, and I've got a new.
Where are we going, buddy?
The extender.
So I took you. This is Zachariah James Garden London. His birthday's the 18th of July.
Zach is just down now, he's just gone in. We're going to spend quite a long time setting him up before they actually begin the operation. We begin our waiting game, which is never fun.
I think the waiting's the hardest part when these surgeries happen. You can end up waiting for this one maybe 4 or 5 hours. How are we going to distract ourselves?
Go to the park, which is 5 minutes away. Maybe get a coffee.
Okay, you ready, River?
I'm ready.
Noodles and butter.
What you doing, Riv?
Noodles and butter. You are my favorite treat. Noodles and butter. There is no other. Nothing else that
that
I
fun,
want
River?
to eat.
Yeah.
You do that again?
I don't like chocolate cake like others do, or lemon drops, or peppermint chew, or little cakes, or sugar lumps.
It's pretty hot.
No candy bars or whipping cream,
Nice,
no
eh?
lollipops or tangerines, no root beer floats or bubble gum.
What happened?
This bird here, he snapped at the pigeon.
I just want
Look at the babies. Hey River, what did you think of the swans?
Right.
Great. Great.
So you might be wondering why we've travelled 18,000 kilometres across the world for this surgery. I'll let Jess explain why.
What are you doing?
In New Zealand and Australia, surprisingly, they are not offering this to many children who would benefit. And where they are offering it, they're offering it really conservatively. So to older children, and most likely children who are much more mobile than Zach. And this is actually way behind global best practice. Secondly, they're also using a method that is actually not the recommended method by the world leaders. And this is something our neurosurgeon here in the UK, he thinks this will change soon in Australia, which is really exciting for those kids. So yeah, here we are halfway across the world offering this to our son, and also holding this reality that it should be offered to all kids like who qualify like Zach does qualify.
Although deep down I knew that there were harder days coming, seeing Zachy come to in intensive care was pretty difficult. He was in pain physically, he was hurting emotionally, and as a parent you just want to take that away from them. All we can do now is try to make him as comfortable as possible, and just as we did prior to the surgery, keep him distracted.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift we fed away like bones, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow.
So here we are at the end of this major surgery, feeling immense gratitude that Zach has come through so well, with our other son River having had some major complications in surgery. Makes these days pretty tough. However, the surgeon feels really positive about it, how he's been. But we're also feeling like we're just at the beginning of a major post-surgery recovery and facing a huge mountain ahead of us of remobilizing Zach. But we have a lot of hope and we made it through today.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift we fed away like bones.